Me and you back with another video, and today I'm going to bring you episode 2 of my Weird and Wonderful series. Of course, weird, sure. Wonderful? Yeah, we'll find out in a minute, won't we? So this is a bottle I've had for a little while. It's one of those bottles, I don't remember why I bought it. Maybe somebody recommended it to me. I probably had it for a couple of years, so hopefully it's still good. Okay, doesn't smell corked. But it's really, I just had never really had the reason to open it. So I thought, it's kind of odd. Let's put it into a Weird and Wonderful video. It is from Greece. Now wine from Greece isn't that particularly odd, but I think in the North American market, and maybe I'm wrong, but I think we get a lot more reds than whites. So this is Domen Selapos 2016 Blanc de Gris. It is 100%, and I'm going to butcher this grape, but it is 100% Mocho Filero. You have to do this with it. Oh no, that's Italy. That's not. Mocho Filero. It is 12.5% alcohol. It comes from the Peloponnese region of Greece, however that's pronounced. If you happen to know how that's pronounced, tell me in the comments. Like I said, it was like $33, nothing crazy expensive, but it's probably a good wine. Let's find out, shall we? Let's find out together. Oh, floral on the nose. White flowers, not like intensely floral like a Viognier you would expect, but yeah, a little bit of like orange blossom. Something else there on the nose that's really coming through, but it's like almost feels like it's quite floral, but again, not in your face like Viognier can be. You know what I mean? Like orange blossom and white flowers, and maybe even some roses. Orange zest, a little bit of orange there. Okay, well, let's taste it. Let's see how it tastes. I over-poured this. Don't you hate that when you over-pour a glass of wine and then you can hardly swirl it without spilling all over the place? That's every time you go to a restaurant and get a rookie wine pourer, they almost guarantee to over-pour, don't they? Wasn't that interesting? Palate is very similar to the nose. It's very floral, very unctuous. Hints of orange and gooseberry, kiwi, lime zest, and rose water. Interesting, very floral. Nice though, I like that. I don't know that I've ever had anything like that. I don't know how many white wines from Greece I've ever had. I'm almost positive this is the first one I've ever purchased and had from home. I do believe that I've had one or two at, one of those crazy wine bars like Wine Bar George or somewhere that serves, there's a gazillion wines by the glass. I probably would have tried something like this. And the grape, Mocho Filero, sounds vaguely familiar to me. Now, I don't know if that's the grape that was in that really odd Greek rosé, almost orange wine that I had not that long ago. I'm not even sure if I did that on the channel, so you probably don't know what I'm talking about. But I've heard that grape before. So, acidity's medium plus to high, and as it finishes, medium plus finish, nice finish, it gets a little bit lemony, or I wasn't getting much lemon on the nose, or even on the palate, up to the mid palate, and then yes, I'm getting more orange now, and then as it finishes, at the end it kind of becomes lemony, almost like a lemon tart type of thing, like a almost not sweet, but like I would say it's the London meringue pie, but not maybe quite as intensely sweet as that. That's a lovely wine. Here's that. So I bought this at Marquee Wine Cellars. I see that it's got this sticker on it. I'm sure I bought it a couple of years ago. I just looked on the website to learn a little bit about this winery, and I think they're bottling the 2021 now. So this is 2016, and it has been in my. I think I put it in the cellar for a year or so, and it's probably been one of these wine fridges just waiting to come out of here for the right occasion for at least a couple of years. And I guess this is the right occasion. So that's a very nice wine. I'm gonna give that 88 points. I like that quite a bit. I would definitely get this again. But I would like to know how it tastes with food. We're having a roasted chicken tonight, and I bet you this will pair beautifully with that. I will let you know. All right, I got some other interesting stuff in here. I got one from Slovenia. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna have to try that, aren't I? All right, see what's next. Okay, as promised, we're just gonna go a little north from Greece to Slovenia. Now, for those of you who don't know where Slovenia is, well, it's here. You see it's sandwiched in between a couple of countries that are much more famous for winemaking than Slovenia, I think. Interesting. So this is, I went to open this and I thought, oh my God, I got wine from the wrong country. Because it's Giocato Sauvignon Blanc 2016. And it says Giocato in Italian means to play, to have fun in Italian. Well, I thought, oh my, did I buy a Sauv Blanc from Italy thinking it was Slovenia? But no, it does say back here, Primorska region, Prato, Slovenia. So, I don't know what does Giocato mean in Slovenian, I guess. Anyway, so 2016, so it's certainly well aged, and I just got this 2 weeks ago at a BC liquor store. They had a bunch of them, really reasonably priced, and it looks like it's just fresh as could be. It smells fresh as could be. It certainly smells like Sauv Blanc, but not like New Zealand Sauv Blanc. Oh, like Asian pear, and there's a little bit of grassiness there, but you know, not a lot. Tangerine. Is that like a little bit of? I think there's a little bit of white grapefruit there, and a lot of citrus, like maybe like a big mixture of citrus fruit, not punch in the face lemony or anything. Anyway, okay, so let's try it. Let's see what Sauvignon Blanc from Slovenia tastes like. Interesting. Tastes like it looks beautifully fresh, and it tastes like it's Sauvignon Blanc that maybe slightly past its prime. Starting to develop some kind of like a little bit of a woody quality that quite often is a bad sign for wine, for like fresh white wines. It's not bad, but it's starting to go. I would say this is probably on the decline. That's not bad. No, it's flavors are kind of similar to the palate. Definitely Asian pear. Actually, I feel like I just bit into a big Asian pear. It's not as citrusy on the palate as it is on the nose, but there's a little bit of I want to say like an orange zest there. It's interesting. It's different. It's different. I'd say it's like no Sauvignon Blanc I've ever had before. It's closer to Loire than to New Zealand, but it's not that close to the Loire either. Doesn't remind me of BC Sauv Blanc. Doesn't remind me of California Sauv Blanc. Maybe the closest comparison I might make is South African Sauv Blanc, but I haven't had enough of that to really be an expert by any stretch. So, one of the characteristics of Sauv Blanc can be high acidity, of course, and this is not. This is a medium acidity, Um, medium to medium plus finish. It finishes nicely. You know, for the bang for the buck, it's not bad. I mean, it wasn't expensive. Actually, as I'm talking now, I've forgotten how expensive it was, but it was under $20 for sure. And of course, when I show the score, I'll show it there in post production. So yeah, I like this. Would I buy it again? I might. I think I wouldn't necessarily buy it just so I can open it and pound it on the patio, but I'd buy it to serve at a party with friends who've never had wine from Slovenia, which would be all of my friends, I'm sure. Interesting, but of course, because as you saw on the map, it's in between Croatia and Austria. And Croatian wine is it's not plentiful here, but it's known. And you'll find Croatian wine most places you go, and you'll certainly find wine from Austria. Not as much as there should be, probably. Like you go to BC liquor stores in Austria, the Austria wine is usually just in the other section along with this stuff. But private liquor stores will have an Austria section that has some beautiful Rieslings and Gruners and all kinds of stuff there too. Austrian wine can be, Austrian Riesling, spectacular, can age forever. So talk about Austrian wine, I'm stalling for a number here. I like this, it's good wine. It's not particularly complex, it's not something, it's interesting because it's from Slovenia. It's the first wine I think I've ever had in Slovenia, as far as I remember. But in terms of just the wine itself, it's a good wine. It's a nice wine, it's tasty. I would give it 86 points. It is, I'm going to enjoy it, but it's not something I would have to go out and buy again because it's so amazing. Although, I would buy a bottle to share with some friends who've never had it before because it's very interesting, and it's not. It's different than most Sauvignon Blancs that I've ever had before. Anyway, okay, so that's a couple of interesting whites, and let's see what our third bottle is going to be for this tasting. Okay, for wine number 3, we're going to go for red, and we're going down to South Africa. I had to do a little bit of research on this wine to find out whether or not it really should qualify for Weird and Wonderful. This wine is A.A. Badenhorst 2017 Ramnasgra Cinsault from the Swartland region of South Africa. And Swartland, about 40 kilometers north of Cape Town. Swartland is Dutch for black land, incidentally enough. And that has to do with some kind of a bush there that turns black in rain or something like that. So this was $56, so not a real cheap one. And it definitely qualifies in the weird and wonderful, or the weird part anyway, because it's a really rare grape to be grown in South Africa. You see this chart. I find this fascinating in Swartland because you see Cinsault down there at 3% right off the bat. But also, look at the number 1 grape, it's other. So Chenin Blanc 29%, but other at 30. Isn't that odd? Anyway, okay, so let's see what this is like. I have never had Cinsault. I don't think I've ever had Cinsault on its own from anywhere. Cinsault is a grape that you'll find in the Southern Rhone in a lot of minor blends. I think Chateauneuf du Pape uses it, and it's very often in rosé, Provence rosé. But I don't think I've ever had a single-varietal Cinsault from anywhere. And I certainly have never had one from South Africa. And I think this is probably pretty rare. Well, it's got a nice nose, a little bit smoky. Red raspberry and some floral characteristics there. So I said 2017, so we're going on 6 years here. Most of what I could find online suggested that Cinsault ages, you could at least give it 10. So it should be in a drinking window here. It's been decanting for 10 minutes, no more than that. A little bit of a black tea quality too, I think. Yeah, violence, yeah, it's a very violent wine. Violet, how about let's go with violet, the flower, not violence. I had no idea what kind of glass to put this in. I forgot to look that up, so I just picked a New World Pinot Noir glass so I can get a good swirl and get some aromas going. Those of you that might watch a slightly more well-known YouTube wine guy, Constantine Baum, might recognize this bottle because he recently did, in the last month or so, he did a blind tasting of wines. I don't remember what the theme was, but this was one of the ones that his assistant had blinded him on, and of course he didn't get even close to it because who would guess South African Sinsault? All right, he didn't like it that much, so I'm be interested to see. And when he pulled that out, I said, hey, I put that bottle in there. I figured, well, that's good as time as any to pull it out and see what it's like. Oh, that's not bad. Really tart red fruit, like cherry and raspberry. It's a little bit of earth there, a little smokiness, a little tiny hint of spice there on the palate too. It's really, it's a light tasting wine. Might be nice to pair with some food, maybe some hard cheeses or even like a beef bourguignon. Something like that. Spiciness can kind of hold up too. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not knocking me over. $56 is probably overpriced. I'd say it's fairly light bodied, maybe medium bodied. It's dry. Tannins are medium minus, maybe medium. Acidity's medium. Oh, I just get a little bit of that black tea just came through in the palate on the finish. The medium finish. Yeah, so I like that wine. It's a good wine. It's well made. It's not that exciting to me. It's not something that would go out and buy again. I don't think. Not at that price. That's too much money. If it's a $20 wine, would I buy it again? Yeah, but at 3 times that price, no. I would give this 88 points. Perfectly good, well-made wine. Different. Again, this whole series obviously is about different. This is different. Could I recommend it to you? Probably not. Unless you have a specific reason to go and buy a Cinsault from Swartland, you can put that $56 to much better use, I'm sure. But again, not that it's not going to be enjoyable. I'm certainly not going down the sink. I'm going to drink this today. I think I'm having lasagna for dinner, which is probably not going to go with that, but we'll see. We'll see. I will report before I finish this video if it gets better with any food, or maybe I'll cut a little bit of cheese and see if it goes with cheese. But it's probably needs food. Yeah, it's good wine, but nothing to get excited about. All right, well, that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I think I gave you 2 fairly inexpensive whites to go out and buy. I would probably pass on this one at that price, unless you can find it much cheaper in your local market. I don't know. So stay tuned. If you like this video, please give it a like on YouTube, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I would sure appreciate that. And let me know in the comments, have you ever had a single varietal Cinsault from anywhere? I don't know enough about it to know if it's even possible to find these. I don't even know if it's a Rhone Valley wine. I don't even know if the Rhone Valley makes Cinsault in a single varietal. Maybe they do. But this was certainly odd. And our next video, I'll try South Africa's Swartland's #1 grape, Other. That's so weird to me, right? It's weird, right? The Other is usually 2% at the bottom. To have Other as #1, that's just bizarre. Anyway, so stay tuned. There's lots of good stuff coming up. We're getting close to video number 100, where I retake the Master Sommelier tasting portion of that exam and make an idiot of myself again, I'm sure. But I've said it before, I'll say it again, I can't do worse than last time. Unless I get the red and whites wrong. So, and I'm confident I won't do that. So, until next time, thanks for watching. Drink great wine. See you soon.